Let's get right into it. Why isn't the DC a trusted brand at this point, and who is to blame? If you ask me, it's a toss up between Christopher Nolan and Zack Snyder. Bear with me as I try to go through this. Christopher Nolan. The reason why I feel like we can blame him is because he set the bar way too high for DC movies. Initially, when he made Batman Begins, it only made 373 million. It was a good movie, in my opinion. It was a good start. But once he did The Dark Knight with the Joker, and you just talking about all the reimagining from the Batmobile to the black Bat plane to the way Batman's cave was, just everything. It just was a very good marriage, like him at the helm of this movie and his artistic liberties that he took to make it all come together. The Joker, Heath Ledger's performance made $1 billion at the box office. So clearly it worked. This is where I think it went left. Zack Snyder. For me, I truly believe Zack Snyder is the reason why DC movies are bad. Because he took what Christopher Nolan did and tried to apply it for Superman, try to apply it for Batman versus Superman, try to apply it for Justice League. And those movies are not Batman. Those movies are not set in Gotham. But it felt like that. All those movies felt dark, gritty, gloomy, wet. Like, these are the things that I think about when I see these movies. And I think it was a bad direction, bad vision when dealing with these movies. But then that became the template for all the movies. Wonder Woman, even though the first one was pretty good, still felt like that. Dark, gloomy, wet, gritty. Aquaman followed suit. And so I just think they should have never allowed him to have multiple movies. As far as maybe he could have just worked on Man of Steel. But once you give him Batman versus Superman and you give him Justice League, like, there's no reason why 6 DC characters together should not crack $1 billion. There's just no reason, but it didn't. And we know these two companies, Disney's MCU and Warner Brothers DC, are both competing against each other, whether they say it or not. And DC is definitely behind the 8 ball because they have a lack of direction and lack of vision when it comes to these movies, in my opinion. You guys let me know. Whose fault is it? Is it Christopher Nolan's or is it Zack Snyder's? Or is it both?